This video is being made to provide operational tips for the Tricon HVLP spray gun. This spray gun is designed to be used with the Carwell CP90 for rust proofing. You can spray other chemicals with this. Be sure not to spray chlorinated brake clean. The assembly consists of a spray wand that's got a hook in it. This is for getting into crack, crevice, and seam and fold areas when spraying. If you have a piece of equipment that has a door on it to get to electronic components, be sure to open the door, spray the hinge on the inside, and then do the interior area. You can treat on 12-volt systems the electrical connectors to keep the connectors from corroding. Do not separate the connectors and spray and then put together again, because you will have no connection. And the reason is that this stops the flow of electrons that cause rust. If you'll note, the assembly here has a green disc on it. This can be pressed in. The hose, which is used for ice makers on refrigerators, is available from Lowe's and from Home Depot. This will be affected by sunlight and does require change out as it stiffens up and it will crack. So be sure to have a supply of hose on hand so you don't run out. This connection is a push connection to reconnect. The same type of connection is on the spray head. On the spray head, remove the canister. This is made from aluminum. It will not support vehicles if it's driven over. Fill the container with the Carwell to about 2/3 full. Be sure to leave airspace. The reason for the airspace is the air pushes down to the bottom of the canister into the pickup tube that runs into the spray head. To ensure that the pickup tube stays in place, I like using side cutters to crimp this just very slightly against the pickup valve. Ensure not to crimp too hard, as this pickup valve is hollow in the center and it will crack. The replacement for these is about $25. Screw it back together. You can use Loctite on it. I would recommend using the red Loctite, but you should be checking every now and again to be sure that the Loctite hasn't been affected by the rust inhibitor, which I have not run into that, but you never know. If you leave product in here and it falls on the ground and it gets against it, it could loosen it up. Note on the spray head, there is a brass hex nut. Do not use tools on that. Only use finger pressure. If you twist this clockwise, it shuts off the pickup. In other words, you will get no atomization, or very, very little atomization at the spray nozzle. If you open this, you see how far I'm going to open this? You want to turn the 12 o'clock side that's pointing towards the tip to about 11 o'clock. The more you turn counterclockwise, the more product will be picked up and will be spraying from the spray nozzle. So the object is you're making a giant aerosol canister to be able to deliver the Carwell to areas that are hot with rust. When depressing the trigger and spraying, when you release the trigger, be sure to keep the nozzle pointed at what you're spraying, because it will wisp product out. So if you turn to talk to somebody and spray them in the face, they might not think too kindly of that. Create an S-hook using coat hangers. Be sure to wrap 2 or 3 times around this area and then make your S-hook. And the reason for this is that when you're spraying, you can hang this up and you don't have to worry about it falling over, because this assembly is top heavy and it will fall back towards the handle. Ensure to set your regulator at 35 psi. Some people have taken it down to psi, 10 psi, and they like the way it sprays. But start at 35 and you can experiment with it to see what you get out of the spray nozzle, as you can vary the width, the amount of product that comes out from the spray head. So you can do a lot of experimenting with this to figure out what works best for you and the equipment that you're treating. Ensure that you provide the nipple that connects to your air hose, because these do not come with a nipple, and you should be good to go. A footnote on the use of the Tricon gun: ensure when setting your system up, when you put your nipple in, that comes out that your connector from your air hose connects to, use Teflon tape on it. You don't want the assembly coming loose and your compressors running and spewing air. It's a little bit annoying, but when you go to spray, you're going to get that loss in pressure, so you're going to have a hard time adjusting exactly where you want to be with this tool.
Oops.
Safety tip for spraying any chemical: Carwell CP90 is a petroleum hydrocarbon product, so you need to provide personal protection for yourself and your crew when they're spraying. This mask or filters is a 3M 60923, and I believe the designation on it is a P95, and the mask is item number 7503. Ensure that when you reviewed the data on the filters, not to let people exceed the hours recommended for use of these filters with aerosol petroleum distillate. And by the way, Carwell is not a distillate. It's done in a very much different way. There is no solvents in the product. Nitrile gloves, recommend doubling up on them. The reason for that is when you're spraying equipment, your hands tend to hit against the equipment, causes the gloves to get slit open. And we actually used to spray at Schofield Barracks, where we've done thousands of pieces of equipment, cotton garden gloves over the top of it, and that'll give you all day use. 2 pair of gloves insured.